call this meeting to order. Please rise and pledge to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item is approval of the agenda. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add or alter on the agenda?
If there's no additions, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda submitted.
Support.
Moved and supported to approve the agenda as submitted. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Moving on, approval of the minutes for the December 11th meeting.
If there are no corrections by anyone, I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the November meeting.
I'll support that.
Moved and supported to approve the minutes for the December 11th meeting. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. The next item is the financial report.
Oh, we began the month with $193,514.15, and we took in receipts of $25,112.24, making disbursements in the amount of $58,798.72, which leaves us with an ending balance in the general fund of $159,827.67.
I make a motion to receive the financial report as reported.
I'll support that.
Moved and supported to approve the financial report as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Moving on, correspondence, item A, St. Clair County Road Commission. Notice of retirement for Kenneth Forster. We received this communication from the Road Commission, and we came up with a letter to send to Mr. Forster, expressing our gratitude for all his work over the years. He's a very nice man, and he's always very receptive when you have concerns. So we designed this communication to have all the board members sign it. So don't forget to sign it tonight, and we'll send it off to Mr. Forrester. We do thank him for his many years of service. He was a board member on the County Road Commission, and he's retiring. I don't know, I think it mentioned 18 years or something. So we'd like to thank him.
Indeed.
Yeah. You have a lot of good work for us.
Okay, don't forget to sign that before you leave tonight.
I have to get the original off of
Yep.
that.
Brenda's got the original stamp someplace. Okay. Moving on, old business, park update. On the 27th of December, we closed on the park property. So that is put to bed. We're still waiting for the DNR to approve our appraisal so we can submit an application for reimbursement. I think there's a letter in here tonight. I think I threw it in here. Yeah, it's coming right up on this one. To the county, because they're gonna match what the remaining portion. It may not be 26, it may only be 23 and a half, whatever that amount is. They're gonna contribute half. So that's what we're waiting on right now, is the DNR to approve the appraisal. So there's two numbers involved. They can go up to 148,000. Right now it looks like it might be 146.5 or something. So we'll see what they work out on that.
And we'll pay, we'll get reimbursed for the vast majority of it.
Yep. So,
Exciting.
moving along. But while we're on that subject, I put in front of you a communication. Colleen has lined up a meeting of the Park and Recs Commission for February 6th. And she has contacted the landscape architect that deals with a lot of local communities. and it's supposed to be as good as it gets. And she's supposed to be coming. Chris Bunch is gonna come. Mark Brochu is probably gonna have somebody there, or he's gonna come, one or the other. I'm gonna post the meeting, so as many board members as want to can go to the meeting. So, hope you can all attend and start getting a handle on, you know, how to move ahead on this thing. I had Dennis go over and drive a few steel posts in to just leave a 4-foot open way in so nobody could drive in with cars and trucks
Okay,
for right now.
sounds good.
Otherwise, it's probably gonna sit till spring. Mr. Broch, you mentioned to me that probably initially we need to probably gravel the driveway and someplace to park. So in the springtime, we'll be working on that. Other than that, hopefully Ms. Blau will want to work with us. We'll probably have to give her some type of an employment contract to do the job. And hopefully she can come up with something that benefits the township in the best way possible, because she is very experienced. She's worked with the city of Richmond, she's working with the city of Fort Yarn right now, she's worked for the St. Clair County, and they'll speak very, very highly of her.
Do we need to put any kind of signage like no trespassing in order to protect us?
Well, there is one up. Six Rivers put up a no trespassing. And technically, we'll probably have to take that down within 90 days.
It identifies 6 Rivers on it?
No, it's a different sign. There's a Six Rivers sign there too.
Okay.
But until somebody squawks, we'll just leave it as is right now.
Okay. I mean, this is, for protection of the township. We don't have to have it marked or signed.
No.
Okay.
Plus, the acquisition agreement says that it's supposed to be open in 90 days, or whatever that's worth. We do have a driveway.
What would you mean open for 90 days?
The park is supposed to be open in 90 days.
Oh.
Now, is that a driveway and a place to walk in? I guess so. So you can't hardly have that with a no trespassing sign. So, we'll play it by ear.
Interesting.
I don't make the rules in that game.
It may take us longer than that to develop it,
Well, open doesn't mean developed.
you know.
Yeah, open's a loose term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can flow down the river and you do
Walk
that.
around.
Yeah, if you can park and walk there, I consider it open, so.
So Chris Bunch is looking into the plaque, so we can get the plaque from the
Plaque.
trust fund.
It's so important, yeah.
So, we gotta get that before we get our money. Other than that, everything went pretty good. We had 1 day to spare to close, and we got it closed. They did hit a snag after closing because the title company put the wrong legal description in, and, but they got that all squared away, so we're good to go there. So, that's where we stand. Anybody else that wants to come to that meeting on February 6th, it's gonna be right here at 7 p.m.
So, and we've lost one board member because she moved from the township, so, if anybody wants to serve on the park plan commission.
Or if you're just interested, sure, go ahead.
Have we just, has there been any discussion on what's gonna go in the park or what's gonna be, have we got to that point yet? Probably not.
No, that's where we're gonna hire this person.
Okay.
So if you come up with an idea, she can tell you whether you're nuts or you can do it. In our-
Let's just put a boat ramp in. Why not?
Well, in our recreation plan, it's pretty well outlined what we were hoping to do. Now, whether that's viable, there's gonna be probably a pavilion, a place to barbecue some food, sit and eat, maybe a place to fish, certainly a walking trail, either a 1 or 2 part walking trail, and depending on the log situation in the river, a kayak launch. I don't know how close that is to happening, but that's what's in our plan. So hopefully this lady can say, okay,
This is where you start.
this is the best way to utilize this parcel to achieve these goals, or you may not want this goal, you might want to go with this one. Nobody in Casco is an expert, and she is. That's why we need an expert's help. So, but you're more than welcome to come to the meeting. it's worth having Channel 6 here for that or not. We'll leave that up to Colleen.
I just think this is just a brainstorming, sort of thing.
Okay.
I certainly want community input, on the development and some good ideas about, what sort of pavilion, the placement of that, but we'll work with that. And the meetings are open, anybody can come and
Yep.
talk,
And you can put it up on the bulletin board too
Oh,
for
yes. Mhm.
Channel 6 and,
Oh, yes.
let people know meeting times and
We've
what
got
they're
a
gonna be
nice little,
discussing and stuff.
Kind of a neighbor-to-neighbor website in Casco, we just, the neighbors just correspond that way, and I'm gonna put that up there and just say, come and sit and talk and
We'll have it up on our website
Okay.
also. So hopefully it'll work out. Okay, moving on.
Good.
Anything else on that?
No, I don't think
It's
so.
exciting.
I think so.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well,
New
maybe on my
business.
kayak.
There you go. Well, I got Chris Bunch working on all this year I was trying to line somebody up to do a drone with the GPS on it. And he thinks he might know somebody that might be able to do that. So we can isolate the property owners in conjunction with the log jams. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, moving on, new business, item A, resolution 2019-01. Annual meeting and budget hearing. Every year in January, we have to set the annual meeting and budget hearing. And this year, we're setting it for March the 12th, which is the day of our regular board meeting also. So we need to approve this resolution to set those dates.
Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 2019-01. That a meeting Casco Township held at 4512 Melvin Road at Casco Township on the 8th of January 2019.
No,
The 12th.
March 12th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I amend my order.
Yep, we got it.
Okay,
Mhm.
yes.
Support.
All right.
Moved and supported to adopt resolution 2019-01. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, please.
okay, Dan,
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Pat, yes. Bill
Aye.
and Colleen.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, item B. Also required by the state, according to the MTA, you need a resolution dealing with everybody, all the elected folks' salary. And you have to do it by job classification. So 2019-02 is for the clerk, and it's for this year, and it's the same as it was last year, there's no raise. It's a pay of $28,551 per year. So we need to approve that.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2019-2.
Support.
Moved and supported to adopt resolution 2019-02 concerning the clerk's salary for 2019. Have a roll, any discussion? Have a roll call vote, please.
Colleen?
Yes.
Bill?
Aye.
Pat, yes. Joe?
Yes.
And Dan.
Yes.
Motion carries. The next item is C, resolution 2019-03. It's exactly the same as the last one, only it's for the treasurer's salary. The amount is the same as last year, there's no raise, and the amount is the same also, $28,551 per year.
I make the motion to approve resolution 2019-03.
Support.
Moved and supported to adopt resolution 2019-03, treasurer's salary. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, please.
Okay, Dan,
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Pat, yes. Bill
Aye.
and Colleen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item D, resolution 2019-04 is the trustee salary. This applies to both trustees. And the amount, and it's the same next year as it has been for many years. It is $846 a year and $82 a meeting.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2019-04.
Support.
Moved and supported to adopt resolution 2019-04, trustees' salaries. Any discussion? Have a roll call vote, please.
Colleen?
Yes.
Bill?
Aye.
Pat, yes. Joe?
Yes.
And Dan?
Yes.
Motion carries. On to the next one, it's resolution 2019-05. This is supervisor salary. The amount is exactly the same as the treasurer and clerk, it's $28,551, and it will be exactly the same next year as it was last year, so we need to act on this resolution.
I make a resolution, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 2019-05.
Support.
Moved and supported to adopt resolution 2019-05, supervisor salary. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we have a roll call vote, please.
Dan?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Pat, yes. Bill?
Aye.
And Colleen?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on, item F, resolution 2019-06, adopt ordinance 30-95. And what the planning commission did is, when people come in with site plans, sometimes there's gray areas that are really hard to work on. So they chose the ones that seemed to cause us problems, and they addressed them to clean them up. It's like fine tuning them all. So we have a number of them, and that's what resolution 2019-06 is. It adopts all these adjustments to the zoning ordinance.
Dealing with what? Trash receptacles, paved road access, pond setbacks, trash enclosures.
Yeah. Like the one, like the pond, ours was different than what the county had, so we did it the same.
Well, for 30 years, said your well had to be 100 feet from the pond. And the county health department says only got to be 10 feet. Well, the problem you run into is sometimes that 90 feet is the difference between getting a well on your property and not getting a well.
Okay.
And we had a person that bought a property with an existing pond, and he got a permit to drill a well from the health department, but he wasn't 100 feet away. So that went against our ordinance. So we got past that so he could build his house, but we adjusted the ordinance to say whatever the Board of Health says is okay with us. So that's where that one came in. Trash receptacles, our language was not clear at all. It was under a performance part of the thing. You could interpret it was there, but it really wasn't that clear. So we tried to clean that up, so if anybody's coming in with a site plan, they can see in black and white, this is what I have to have. You have to have a place for it, it has to have an enclosure, and it has to be paved in such a manner that trucks can get there 12 months out of the year, muddy or not. Let's see what else we got here.
What do you mean, repeal all inconsistent provisions?
Well, if there's something in another ordinance that conflicts,
Yeah,
this takes precedence. We've always done that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, that's more housekeeping.
okay.
So that's basically what the changes are. They're all pretty simple.
Okay.
A couple of them we have with special approval. And what those are is currently, if you're in the industrial zone, you can have heavy trucking companies. But currently, you can have them on a gravel road, which kills us because the gravel can't take the pace. And even if we could afford to pave it, you would have to go to all season, which costs 4 times as much. So basically, we said that if you want to go on a gravel road, it's not a permitted use, it's a special land use. You have to show us that you're not going to destroy the road. Because we have that right now on Beatty Road. And the people that are operating out of there are not happy because the gravel does not hold up.
Right.
We could pave it for about $100,000, but it would not be an all-season road, and it won't hold up. An all-season road would be about $350,000 to $400,000. So to put in a special assessment district would be very costly to the property owners, especially the couple of houses that are on that road. but it's a possibility. If they want to file a petition, then we'll seriously consider it. But that's what that special approval deals with. That's about it.
All right.
So did you?
So do we have?
Now, we need a motion to adopt that, I believe.
Yes. I'll move that we adopt resolution 2019-06 to amend ordinances 30-95, ordinance sections 5.03, 6.03, 8.03, 8.08, 10.02, 10.03, 12.02, 12.03, 13.17, and 13.30.
I'll support that.
Okay, moved and supported.
Did you get that all done?
I made
I
a
just-
notation to minutes tomorrow.
To approve resolution 2019-06, which is to adopt ordinance 30-95. With the 30-95, the zoning ordinance itself is ordinance 30.
Yeah.
95 is the 95th change that has been made in them since 1981. So that's where the 95 comes from. Is there any discussion on the
We're
motion?
gonna be doing a little bit more looking at them.
Well, we're always looking. If we see something, times change, things change.
Sure.
Any discussion at all? Have a roll call vote, please.
Okay, Colleen.
Yes.
Bill.
Aye.
Pat. Yes. Joe.
Yes.
And Deb.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on, every year in January, the board approves emergency road funding. This money is allocated, and I'm sure you're all aware of the condition of the roads, but if they get super bad, that we have to put stone and stuff in, we have to have money allocated for that reason. This last year, I think we only spent a few $100s, but every year is a different adventure. So normally in past years, we allocate $20,000, and usually we end up, hopefully, maybe $1,000 or something. All depends on the year. This has been probably the worst year for the roads in the last 10, because it rains every other day. You can never get a dry spell where you can scrape it and it stays scraped. As soon as they scrape it, it rains again, and then in 2 days it's rough. So we're hoping to really get lucky, and we can get them fairly smooth before it freezes, because then you're in good shape. But we'll see how lucky we are. So we would need a motion from the board to allocate $20,000 to the budget for emergency road fund.
I make a motion to allocate $20,000 from the budget for emergency road funding.
Support.
Moved and supported to allocate $20,000 for emergency road funding. Is there any discussion? We have a roll call vote, please.
Okay. Dan.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Pat. Yes. Bill.
Aye.
And Colleen.
Yes.
Supported that.
Stover.
Motion carries. Moving on, road commission time slot. Every year, usually in February, right around 1st of March, the road commission has a meeting with all the townships to tell them how much money they're gonna match for this coming year. I'm surprised I didn't get it already, but probably within a week I'm gonna get it. And it's first come, first served. They wanna know what time slot you want. And every year, lately I've been going with like the 3:30 time slot. So it's not at night and it's not early in the day. Also, when we're there, they want to know about a road tour. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've opted out of the road tour. So I don't know if I need a motion or just a consensus from the board that the 3:30 is okay.
If you have a choice of date, I prefer you not choose the 27th of February, that's the Wednesday.
They usually don't give you a day, just a time,
Okay.
because they have it on 2 days, but they'll say, like Casco, China, Ira, you're on this day. These guys are on this day. Now, these are the 3 time slots.
Well, just the 27th.
Of
The
February?
Yeah, the MTA is having a capital conference. It's a one-day conference.
Okay,
I haven't been to one in years. They're always,
well, when we get it, I'll let you know, Joe.
okay. I mean, if it falls on 20, it falls on the 27th, but if we have a
I know in
choice.
past years, they didn't give you a choice of days, just times.
I know it's wrong like that last week of February.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So usually we get it like this week.
Yeah.
but we haven't got it.
Well, I think one year I was up there and I didn't make it through that.
So, but 3:30 seems to work pretty good.
Yep, that's always good. I always enjoy coming up here.
Okay,
So
moving on.
Just gonna be the general consensus for
Yeah.
3:30, okay.
That's all we need. In case anybody had a problem or wanted a different time, we can surely reset those. Moving on, item I, medical run waiver request from Janelle Schneider. As you know, when you get a medical run, you get a bill from the township, either $50 or $100, depending if you're a resident. And this lady got a bill, and she's requesting a waiver. I'll let Patty take over for that.
I talked to Janelle Schneider because I had sent her several notices and I had a long discussion with her. She is a foster mother and she has been having trouble with her daughter, as you saw. And I am requesting to,
I make the motion to do so.
thank you.
Support.
Moved and supported to grant the waiver concerning the medical run for Janelle Schneider. Any discussion? We'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Moving on, payment of the bills.
There's no, I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills as submitted.
Moved and supported to pay the bills. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, please.
Hold on. Okay. Colleen?
Yes.
Bill?
Aye.
Pat, yes. Joe?
Yes?
Amy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on, citizens' comments. This is your opportunity to address the board. We request you give us your name for the record, but it's not mandatory if you don't want to do it. So, what can I tell you?
This is Nick Graber, I live right down the road. We've talked about the possibility of some stop signs on Meisner when it gets paved. Is that got brought up at all, or can we do
Well, I talked to the
anything
road
with that?
commission, and what they said was, normally what they do is they'll put up the, you know, those black tables across the road, and then they do a car count. And depending on the car count, it will determine whether they swap the stop signs or go four-way. So until they get that, and the engineer looks at the numbers, they can't tell me anything.
See, I don't think the car count's gonna be the issue, it's gonna be the same as at Palms and at Wadums, they're gonna be doing 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. And they're gonna blow through church, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they
it's-
do anyway.
They do anyways right now.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I've been coming up church, come from the south, I saw someone coming, they did not stop.
I've been passed by people on Meisner, and I've been doing 55 or 60, and they pass me like I'm standing still.
Well, that building
I mean-
that close to the corner doesn't help you.
No, but I mean, this is just, that's a long stretch with that one stop sign.
But on Wadums and Fred Moore, where they had the accidents, usually the people run the stop sign.
Yeah, and then there's always another car there.
Well, that's
It's
why
just
you're gonna get a
inevitable.
that's why you're gonna get a roundabout there.
Yeah,
A roundabout?
Yep. that's
Where?
Wadums and.
that's been talked about for a couple of years, I
Oh,
think.
Adams, I just went.
I thought you meant
No.
out here.
What?
No, not there by us, no.
What?
Really?
I came across the two right in a row roundabouts on Range Road
Mhm.
in the middle of the night. It was a good thing. I had no idea, I'd read about them forever, but I'd not been that way. That
They
just,
say they're safer because if there is a collision, they're at a,
they're at an angle.
at an angle, so
They-
unless it's.
They are, but the problem with the way that we build them here is they're a lot smaller than they should
They're
be.
not, yeah, they're not.
And
big
there's
enough.
no, you can't,
You can't get a
Oh,
truck.
no, I've been in ones in Japan and France that
They're
are
bigger, yeah.
much smaller.
Real, yeah,
Yeah.
so are their
Cars are
lorries, so
smaller.
are their trucks, so are their cars, yeah. They don't
Lorry,
drive
you're
big
very
Lincolns like we
British.
do.
Yeah.
Lorry, yeah.
Yeah,
nobody here knows how to drive on them.
They
They
focus
stop at anyways.
They focus on intersection with fatalities.
Yeah.
That's
But in
why they
Japan,
went to
in
Wadums.
Japan, they call them rotaries, I don't know.
So,
I just bring it up because my in-laws live right next to the church,
Yeah.
and we know Kirk, the neighbor, his mailbox, well, since they added that extra approach,
Yeah.
they kind of moved the cars that go in the ditch past his mailbox.
Yeah.
Because he's
Oh, my
at,
God.
they hit that
They
hole,
hit that?
and they launched right into his mailbox, they hit the telephone pole, they hit his trees. I mean,
The
they're,
hole will be gone next
Yeah.
year.
but now they'll be going even faster.
Yeah.
Cause you can hear them, we'll sit in their house and you just hear, it's just
Oh, yeah.
quiet, you just hear.
And,
Well, that's not the only
Yeah,
place
there's
in the
stuff everywhere.
township where you
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah, they had, I remember there at St. Clair Highway, the county line, it used to be a pass-through on St. Clair Highway, and they made that a four-way, God, that's been over 20 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
And they put the light in, of course, at Division Road, Gratiot, that's helped.
yeah.
That was the county's
Yeah.
where
And
dangerous.
at Meisner and Indian Trail, there's a stop sign, but there's all these signs that say, you know, this is not a four-way stop, and there's.
I don't know why
Not
they don't
stop.
do that.
Well, it's just that you get going on roads like Meisner, and you're just
You
cruising
have 4
along.
miles of nothing.
Exactly, and then you hit something, and,
I did that when on Gratiot, for years and years, Gratiot was a pass-through, and Wadham's thing. Well, they switched it, and I, not thinking, it was about 11:30 at night, I was on Gratiot. My brother and I come back from like a hockey game, I drove right through, my brother told me.
Yeah.
And that freaked me out. A friend of mine at the time was a sheriff up in Sand Lake County, I called him about it.
you almost turned yourself in.
Well, no, but he said that
Yeah.
he was, is his years as a as a sheriff deputy, he investigated a lot of crime, normally safe people. A condition changed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
led to tragedy. He said, just count
Yeah,
yourself
that's all
lucky.
it takes, you know, especially for all of us who've been doing this for all these
Yeah.
years, and all of a sudden, one little change and you're just
Right.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
I know.
So,
Anybody else have
Mistake,
anything?
they took out they put in a light, and a turn I used to make, and the second time the cop stopped me, he said, "Not you again." There you go.
Oh dear, oh dear.
yeah, but it'll be nice though when Meisner finally does get fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just worry it's gonna be 26 mile road. I mean, when they had those bridges shut down, they were flying down that road.
Oh, yeah.
Even faster than they
They're
do
gonna
now.
fly down that
Then they're gonna
road.
fly down it even
Yeah,
faster.
well, I
Yeah.
hope,
And we
especially at Palms
we don't
Road,
get
and
police following them back and forth.
I'm hoping at Palms and Meisner Road, hopefully that's a four-way stop.
Palms and
I don't
Miles.
think they're gonna.
They're not gonna stop there, they won't stop Palms.
No, they won't stop Palms, no.
Not for Meisner, I don't think there's enough traffic on Meisner.
Well, Palms is all seasoned with trucks and
Yeah.
everything, so I doubt it.
We're just gonna have to be aware.
We'll see. Okay, anybody else have anything? I did put a copy of the budget in your packet. We're at the 3/4 mark for the year. Everything looks pretty normal so far. So, hopefully it'll stay that way the rest of the year.
Well, they did order that new stapler.
Jeez! Oh, that's it.
Lose the budget.
It's on sale.
So hopefully it'll stay that way till the end of the year and we'll have a little more money than we spend and be good.
Okay.
You're doing a fine job, Bill.
All right, yeah.
Okay, if nobody else has anything, we'll move up to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll support that.
Moved and supported to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned.